Hey guys, JCB here. I would like to discuss with you on my experience with Trident's tale. The intro starts with the tale of calamity being caused by Talok, who is the keeper of the storm Trident that holds tremendous power. The other sea spirits banished him and took his trident away and broke it into 6 fragments. These are scattered all across Hoktal, and it has now become legend for any pirate who gets their hands on it, as our main character Ocean wants to attain it one day while becoming a pirate. Next, we get called by Laertes, and this is where the gameplay comes in, as we get to have a feel of the controls by moving around and looting items along the way. We have objective markers on the screen telling us where to go, as this helps greatly on being reminded at all times on what we need to do. Once we reach Laertes, he tells us to find his tools nearby, and while we are collecting it, she stumbles upon a fragment that may be worth lots of gold to tell Pete about it, along with stealing a sword from the Navy. They notice soon after, and we get ourselves into a combat scenario. We can fight back with using the light or heavy attack buttons to form combos. Each hit feels like there's some weight added to it, and we also get to learn how to dodge incoming attacks and heal ourselves with potions. Afterwards, more trouble strikes as Ocean's house is under fire and she needs to make sure Laertes is safe. On the way back, we start to notice skeletons appear and they are looking to stop us. After taking care of them, we make it back home and Laertes is badly injured. He tells us to escape with his special gun that works with Divinorum and to keep the fragment safe. This gives us long-range magical shots to be used in battle. Before we escape, we get to try out on more skeletons and learn about the meter requirements in order to use it, and extra help with the lock-on feature of landing our shots. The ship nearby allows us to escape, and we head out into the sea only to face another battle right away. This becomes another combat scenario as we can fire cannons in every single direction by either aiming our shots to where the camera is facing or manually aiming it before release. At the same time, we would need to position our ship with the sails to make sure we are in the right distance to take fire. These sections can be tough at first of finding the right balance, as getting too close or ramming into the enemy ship can spell disaster. Luckily, we can store the ship's health during these moments in hopes of survival. When we have finished the fight, we can take the loot and begin our new adventure as a pirate. We would need to navigate our ship to reach the main destination by using sails to control the speed and handling. There will be other islands along the way and ships that we can choose to engage with. In addition, we could see different factions fighting against each other, and we could come in between them to steal all the loot for ourselves. Sometimes these fights can overwhelm us due to their numbers, so we will need to make the right decision on whether to flee for our own safety. When we have reached the main destination, we can choose to explore around by talking with NPCs, which often comes down to repeated dialogues or listening to them talking over each other. Looting can also be collected along the way by checking out optional pathways or taking out the enemies and shopping for items that may help us with our journey. This was one of my favorite things to do, as we are able to explore around the area before getting back into the story. As we carry on with the main story, it may lead us towards to a temple on getting a fragment. Once inside, we will take on doing puzzles until we can reach the end. Most of them test our reflex skills by passing through traps and reading tablets on what we need to do in the next area to proceed on. They were straightforward to go through, but on rare occasions could slow us down with extra precision needed. Nearby the end, there will be boss fights before we are able to claim our treasure. They felt distinct compared to each other due to their different patterns and weaknesses we can use in terms of defeating them. Also, extra rewards are given to us, such as shards that would provide us an upgrade to our health and Divinorum meter. Sometimes during the main story, we may be introduced to a character that is interested to join our adventure. Each of them assists us by using their abilities in battle that will be helpful, providing coverage in lots of different ways. Upgrades can also be applied onto them, which helps out better in large-scale fights. On the other hand of getting to know them, they aren't too interesting to stand out, but there may be a line or two that hits the spot. While we are getting from one place to another, one thing we can look into is the crafting system. This can be used to create better weapons, parts to our ship, and potions once we have found the blueprints to them. These can be found in main parts of the story or through optional exploration through these islands. Also, even finding them may not allow us to craft it right away until we reach a certain part of the story. With all this being said, it took me 13 hours to complete the game. Afterwards, I decided to do some side missions, and it turned out to be my favorite part. These led me to explore new islands, and I was introduced to new characters that wanted me to help out with their problems. These are done well, and once it is all done, they are interested in joining our team. I was delighted to see extra numbers added to our crew, as this provides us more choices to choose from. The only disappointment I had from this was seeing Cornelia not being able to join our team. Her abilities would have been an excellent addition, along with me taking a liking to her design and demeanor, as she made a perfect fit as a villain all the way through until the main truth was revealed. Lastly, this game does have performance issues while I was playing the Steam version, as there were graphical and frame drops issues during our journey. It would be great to see these patches fixed for this, even though I did have a good time. Overall, Trident's Tale does a good job to take us on a pirate's journey to find treasure, but has missed opportunities to make this one adventure for the records. If any of you guys have any experiences with this game, feel free to share in the comments, and I hope you have a wonderful day.